The angry vet threatens Uncle Arty. Does not get that Arty is a fictional character. Turtleboy asks Turtle Riders not to protest Berkowitz Memorial. May actually mean it this time. Jeremy DeWitt's sentencing recommendations are in. Will he get another 4 years added to the 7 he's already serving? All this and more on this edition of Auditing Insanity. Merry New Year! I'm AI Johnny Jones, and I'm welcoming you to a combined Auditing Insanity newscast for Tuesday, December 31st, 2024, and Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. It's a brand new year with brand new stories to go with it. We really don't have much to say today, so we're going to ask you to focus on. The angry vet threatens to sue Uncle Arty over claims. The last day of the year wouldn't be right without a check-in with everyone's favorite comedy channel, Uncle Arty, who is embroiled in controversy with Kevin the Angry Vet Soper. According to Arty, Soper has threatened to sue the comedic channel over his continued mentions of Soper's the Servicemen and Citizens for American Rights Society, SCARS, not being a legitimate nonprofit organization. Soper has been at the center of attention for most of the fall and early winter over SCARS, and his claims that SCARS is a true nonprofit organization. SCARS is not registered with the Internal Revenue Service and does not have an official tax-free status with the government at this time. While Soper's claims to be a nonprofit organization may hold true for the business practices Soper emulates, when it comes down to being a registered nonprofit with the government, Soper cannot show that SCARS is a registered nonprofit organization with the IRS. Why Soper is allegedly targeting Uncle Arty, a fictional character on a comedic YouTube channel with clear disclaimers that the channel and characters are fictionalized, is unclear. Parody is protected under the First Amendment, and as much as we love Arty's work, the financial gain Soper would make if he somehow won his promised lawsuit against Uncle Arty is negligible at best. Besides the fact that Uncle Arty is reporting the truth, even in fictionalized form, dozens of reporters have covered the story. Dozens of reporters have done the same searches. It's all the same conclusion. Soper cannot prove his case. The pattern by Soper, who claims to be a First Amendment advocate, is troubling at best. Silencing critics who ask you to prove your claims is oppression of what you claim to stand for, and frankly, is more of a troubling pattern by Soper to lash out at critics rather than find solutions to end the problem that's facing him. Soper is still taking donations towards his SCARS organization and took in $105 to his GoFundMe account for December, with no new donations as the year ended. We will continue to monitor the situation between Soper and Uncle Arty and provide updates should Soper go forward with his threats. In GoFundMe news, Liberty Troll took the last 2 days of the year with a combined tally of $525 over the 2-day period. No other funds took in donations for the period. We will have our top 10 report for December 2024 in tomorrow's issue.
Journalism is not free. Both reallycoolsite.org's daily newspaper and our daily newscasts are funded by your continuing donations and what we make from our YouTube AdSense revenue each month. If you'd like to contribute to help us keep the lights on, eating, keeping the cats fed, and writing new stories to feature on both the newspaper and newscast each day, we do have a GoFundMe set up at the address on screen right now. If you can't afford to contribute, please watch the advertisements on our videos, like, share, subscribe, and comment. You can help by doing next to nothing, and we thank you in advance for pitching in.
Turtleboy says no to Berkowitz protest. Ken Berkowitz, the retired police chief from Canton, Massachusetts, who was the police chief of Canton the night John O'Keefe was allegedly murdered by Karen Reed, died on Saturday, following a reported battle with cancer. Berkowitz had little to do with the case from most accounts. Retiring in June of 2022, oversaw the department during the Reed investigation. While he received praise for handling the murder investigation as best as a small-town department could do during a blizzard that hampered the investigation for weeks as snow melted. At the same time, Berkowitz was criticized by those defending Reed as incompetent. Under his watch, police used red plastic Solo cups as improvised evidence collection containers and stored those cups in plastic grocery bags in violation of the department's policies and blamed their usage on the extreme weather officers faced at the time. The controversial decision to allow his officers to use improvised evidence collection materials came up at the trial of Karen Reed and may have been partly to blame for the jury's inability to reach a verdict, resulting in a mistrial. Reed is set to be retried later this year. Upon hearing of his death, blogger and self-described journalism Jesus, Aiden Turtleboy Kearney issued the following statement via Twitter/X. Disgraced former Canton Police Chief Ken Berkowitz reportedly died yesterday after a battle with cancer. I hope for the sake of his eternal soul that he left a note, because he died knowing full well that his friends murdered John O'Keefe. Berkowitz was listed on the defense witness list, but was not forced to testify at the trial, despite being close friends with Brian Higgins, who was the first person he called after finding out about John O'Keefe's death, finding tail light from a moving vehicle, and asking a reporter to remove a factual tweet about John's body being found on Brian Albert's front lawn. Later, after describing himself as the de facto leader of the so-called Free Karen Reed movement, Kearney addressed those who were looking to protest at Berkowitz's funeral on Thursday. In a statement issued on Twitter/X, he wrote, Ken Berkowitz was the chief of police when both John O'Keefe and Sandra Birchmore were murdered in Canton. Under his leadership, both murders were covered up. He now will have to explain himself to a higher power than the FBI. With that said, it is completely inappropriate to protest at anyone's funeral. Don't even think about doing that, or you are no better than the McAlberts. We will continue to monitor the situation in Canton and provide updates as they happen. Jeremy DeWitt's sentencing request released. Attorney Curtis J. Weidler, on behalf of the United States government, submitted sentencing guidelines on Monday for former YouTube personality and police enthusiast Jeremy DeWitte. DeWitte pled guilty for tax evasion without a plea deal in September and admitted that from 2016 to 2018, he left out more than $475,000 in gross receipts, causing a tax loss of over $100,000. Magistrate Judge Embry Kidd accepted DeWitte's guilty plea on October 15, 2024. The charges stem from DeWitte's ownership of Metro States Special Services, which provided funeral procession escort services. DeWitte reported income of $11,000 on Metro States taxes in 2016 when its actual income was $145,000. Reported income of $19,000 in 2017 when its actual income was $174,000, and reported $17,000 of income in 2018 when its actual income was $205,000. The government found that DeWitte received a tax refund of $129 in 2016, when he owed $39,280, a tax refund of $1,556 in 2017, when he owed $35,889, and received no refund in 2018 when he owed $32,016 in taxes. DeWitte then lied to Internal Revenue Service agents investigating his 2017 return, stating that he had 2 clients when he had 40 clients, that he incurred a net loss in 2017 when he had a net profit of $117,000, and that he only employed 2 independent contractors that year when he, in fact, employed over 25 people. Outlining DeWitte's extensive criminal history, Attorney Weidler pointed out that DeWitte had previously been convicted of 9 counts of impersonating a police officer, using a fake name to obtain a driver's license, using a fake driver's license to obtain a U.S. passport, ISA offenses, and 4 counts of failing to comply with Florida's S-offender registration laws. Weidler is asking the court to impose a 51-month sentence for tax evasion, along with restitution of $69,461. Once DeWitte is released from prison, Weidler is asking the court to impose a 1-year period of supervised release, with the release condition being that DeWitte pays the restitution. The former YouTuber is currently serving 81 months in Florida State Prison for multiple counts, failing to comply with Florida's ex-offender guidelines after a November 1, 2024, conviction in Osceola County, Florida. Under Weidler's recommendation, the 51 months of incarceration would start after he is done serving his 81 months for his crimes in Florida. DeWitte is scheduled to be sentenced on December 17, 2024. For YouTube viewers who would like to read the court documents, we provided them at reallycoolsite.org, which can be accessed via the text-only link above. We also recommend the extensive video of the sentencing document by Jeremy DeWitte News by PoliceTube's Uncle, which is also linked above. And we're back. Remember, in just a few minutes, Jim and the gang will be back up and running with the last holiday theme. It's another freaking Jim live stream for the season. Jim and the gang will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, and hopefully you'll join them tonight as we celebrate the suckage that is Pope Phil 2. Take care all, and we'll see you on the flippity flop.